It would appear that the 2022 relic and artifact hunting is probably concluded. We've got snow on the ground and the temperatures have been pretty cold, but you never know though, because I think our extended forecast out into next week has us with a few days of the 40-degree weather. So I don't know, maybe there'll be some more, maybe there won't, but it's certainly been an interesting, fascinating for me season. From spring all the way through until now. So what I wanted to do is show you tonight is some of the cars and trucks that Gil and I have found over at this wooded site, and we found a lot of them. And I hope that you'll enjoy looking at them. I certainly have enjoyed finding them and figuring out how I want to display the pieces. So I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and we'll look at some of these cars and trucks close up. Okay, well, the range of condition is quite wide. There are a few that are in excellent condition considering how long they've laid in the ground, and there are some that are not so excellent, but I have a project that I'm going to use even those ones in. So let's look here first. This one is pretty rusted out. It's a truck cab. I've actually dug complete trucks like this, and it goes back to the 1940s, pressed steel. It was a well-built toy truck for back then. If you look at it like this, it almost looks like a skull of a Sasquatch or Bigfoot. See the eyes, the big, snout and that. Oh well. Anyways, then here is a Jeep. Now this Jeep is broken in two parts, but it will fit together quite easily, and I will use some probably JB Weld on it and assemble it. Let's skip over here for a minute. Here's another badly rusted truck. Looks like it would have been either a delivery truck or possibly it could have even been a school bus. Very bad condition and certainly beyond restoration. But I do again have a project that I want to use those in. And then there's this wrecker, this toy red wrecker, and it, like the Jeep I just showed you, it's in two pieces, but again, it can be easily glued together, and so I'll be fixing that for display. Now down here, boy, what have we got down here? A lot of stuff. Where to begin? Well, let's begin right here. These are three race cars, circa 1950s, I believe. They're hard plastic. One actually came through with a driver in it. The other two not so much. They all have a little bit of damage, well, except this one. It's just missing its tires. But I could probably... I've been saving all the spare tires that we've found out there at the site, so I might be able to find something that will work to put that one fully back together. Let's take a look at the little race driver there. Pretty cool. Now, we found several other race cars. This one I've showed you in the video that Gil and I did recently, and it's made out of lead or a base metal. I think Gil said lead and zinc, perhaps. But as you can see, it's just really a cool little vintage race car. Driver's in there, but he's lost his head, unfortunately. But still, I was digging and I had just taken out, or I had scraped away the edge of of the dirt that I was digging at, and this car just literally fell out. But very aerodynamic. Now, along the same lines is this one back here. Now this car is that car is really in bad shape. It was made out of hard rubber. I cannot see the company name on it, but I couldn't throw it away. At the time I didn't know what I would do with it, but now I have a plan to use this in with the two rusted out trucks I just showed you. And as long as we're looking at cars that are really bad, there's this one. But as bad as this Roadster is, 1930s I believe, but as bad as it is, it still retains a lot of its form. Right here is a little dog that is, catching a breeze. The front of it looks not too bad. The driver, though, as I said, he lost his head. I'm sorry about that for the little guy, but anyways, very nice addition to the collection. Now, the first car I found out there myself was this Roadster. It's 1930s, and it's in remarkably good condition for its age. I haven't been able to read the manufacturer on it yet, but just like with the little race car I was telling you about, how it fell out the side of where I was digging, that's what happened with this Roadster. Really cool piece. Now, I'm going to scan the rest of these because there's well, no, I'm not. Just a second. Back here is a glass candy jar in the shape of a car, and there's a fire engine, and I'm going to slowly pan so that you can see these cars. These were all found by either Gil or myself, and they are really, there's a nice assemblage of them. And then here are the, see if we can get out of the way of the light. Here are two parts of motorcycle from motorcycle cops. This one actually has the police officer still on the motorcycle riding after all these years. This is the back of a motorcycle. Has yellow wheel that still turns, and I will be looking for the rest of that whenever Gil and I are able to get back over there. And I want to call your attention to this little truck. It's one of my favorites in the collection. It is a dump truck. If I can get it to stay on my hand. Darn. It's a dump truck. Got a really neat form or style to it. This was made in England, and I believe it's a Lenzie, or I think that's how you say it, a Lenzie. But these are just a few of the cars in my collection. I have quite a large collection of vintage cars, Hot Wheels, as well as modern ones, and I collect them. Not only do I, buy new ones at the store, you'd be surprised how, in the walking I do around here in Saginaw, how many I have found laying in the middle of the street where kids leave them when they're done playing with them, and then they just leave them there. So I pick them up and I bring them home, and that way they don't get crushed by a real, regular sized car that would be running over them. Well, that's what I got for you. Hope you enjoyed looking at these. These toys are so much fun to dig up because it reminds me of my own childhood. I had a lot of toy cars and trucks. So, anyways, hope to see you again real soon. Love you all very much, and God willing, like I said, I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.